What's good? It's your boy Fanon. All right. Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao gets his first knockout in 9 years against Lucas Matthysse in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Very, very good fight. And quite honestly, man, I am very happy for Manny Pacquiao. Who would have known all he needed to do was get rid of Freddie Roach, man, and he could get a knockout. Oh man, dude, he looked good, man. First of all, shout out to my man Hop. Shout out to Boxing Clinic and More who picked the round, picked the seventh round stoppage over Lucas Matthysse. That takes some, it took some analysis to do that, man. Because I wasn't going to pick a knockout for Manny Pacquiao because Manny Pacquiao ain't had one in 8 years, so it's hard for me to envision that. But hey, man, cats were right, so got to give credit where credit is due. And Manny Pacquiao, he boxed very well. He was, he didn't allow himself to fall into any of the traps that were being set by Lucas Matthysse. He looked very strong. He looked very fast. He's against a fighter who was slow, and Lucas Matthysse is a slower fighter. He's a heavy hitter, but he just didn't. I mean, it just didn't look like. It just looked like Lucas Matthysse was too slow. And when Manny Pacquiao figured out he could hit him with them left uppercuts, and when I think he knocked him down maybe in the second round with a left uppercut. Forgive me if that's not the specific round that he got knocked down with that left uppercut. At that point in time, I think Manny Pacquiao was looking for that left uppercut because number one, he knew he could hurt him with it, and two, Lucas Matthysse was really, really protecting the side of his head, was really holding the phone, and had them earmuffs on. I guess that's a better way to say it. Had those earmuffs up, trying to keep him Manny Pacquiao from connecting on him cleanly. But Manny Pacquiao, he made some adjustments when he went to the body. Once he went back to the body, the dude's head came down a little bit, and he wound up getting him out of there with that same uppercut. The first punch he knocked him down with was the last punch he knocked him down with. So, now we got Manny Pacquiao, the new WBA regular welterweight champion. He's not the super heavyweight welterweight champion. That is Keith Thurman for the time being. But seeing as how the WBA rolls, I would not be surprised at all if if Manny Pacquiao doing that, having that performance, really did shorten the amount of time that Keith Thurman is going to be that welterweight champion. Keith Thurman, I hope, realizes he needs to announce his date, get back into that ring, because if he has another hold up, that WBA is going to strip him in a heartbeat to get Manny Pacquiao into that position, so that they can have, probably the biggest star in boxing now. I mean, he's clearly, Manny Pacquiao is clearly the world's best known active fighter, right? With Manny Pacquiao being retired, and now with him having a spectacular knockout, if he can put a couple good shows together, how people are gonna hop right back up on that bandwagon, and we got business. But I don't see Manny Pacquiao facing the top welterweights in Errol Spence, Keith Thurman, Terrence Crawford. I just don't see that happening. I see him taking kind of like a career victory lap. At least that's what I hope he does. I hope that he takes a career victory lap. But if he wants to, as long as he doesn't have a major belt, one of the major belts, as long as it stays at the WBA regular title, I'm okay with it. Don't mind it at all, man. And what this fight right here, man, I'm telling you what I think would be the biggest fight in boxing now. Without a doubt. I think the biggest fight of boxing, just after this little knockout, the way people's mind works, the biggest fight in boxing would be Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather Jr. rematch, man. And when I was listening to the commentators talk about Manny Pacquiao in the lead into the bout, I just kept listening to him talk about Floyd Mayweather Jr. and it's like they almost brushed off that, man. It was really disrespectful to Floyd Mayweather Jr. The way that those guys talked about Manny Pacquiao's career. I still don't understand how he could have been fighter of the decade in 2000 to 2009 when Floyd Mayweather Jr. was fighting. I just don't see it. And I don't think a lot of people see it either. But they just kind of, just made it seem like the only reason Manny Mayweather won that fight is because Manny Pacquiao had gotten older. The fight, it took too long. The fight was too far down the road, and I don't care what period of time that Manny Pacquiao faced Floyd Mayweather Jr. That's going to be a tough, tough, tough fight for Manny Pacquiao. But now at this point in time, when it doesn't take much for somebody like Manny Pacquiao to get a lot of enthusiasm behind his name, and getting a knockout like that in a very, very good fight, I think really does go a long way, to building his stock again. He is, man, I mean, he really is. He's the biggest star in boxing that's an active fighter. Now, I'm not sure what he's going to be able to do out there in Kuala Lumpur, if he's going to continue to fight there. I think that that's probably the best place that he can do it. Although, coming back to the U.S. as was said by the ESPN crew, the ESPN crew, man, I'm telling you, man, I think some of the things that these guys say will really bother me. First, Mark Kragel, I think his name is, man, that dude knows, man, jack about boxing. Jack, he's good with the pros, but it doesn't seem like he really has a very agile understanding of the sport of boxing. And it was kind of actually distracting from times. But when he brought up the $20 million that was owed by Manny Pacquiao to the IRS, wondering whether or not that was going to prevent Manny Pacquiao from coming to the United States, I just thought that I really did think that was unnecessary. I mean, what difference does that make? I mean, and plus, I'm not sure if that's really something you should be saying about somebody fighting on your network on TV. But, anyway, that's just a little gripe that I had. But as far as the fight looked, man, Manny Pacquiao looked strong. He looked quick. He didn't look as quick. He didn't look as quick as he was now. I mean, if you go, I'm looking back at when he fought, and this is obviously age. Looking back on when he fought Oscar De La Hoya, when he fought Shane Mosley, when he fought those guys, I think he probably is in the stage of his career maybe where Shane Mosley was when Shane Mosley beat Antonio Margarito. Right, it's that stage where he can still pull off a good victory against a guy that was kind of slow, and he still has a major speed advantage over. But it was really entertaining. What I'd like to see now is, I don't necessarily want to see Manny Pacquiao, and I say this a lot of times, and I don't know if Manny Pacquiao fans really believe me, but I'm a Manny Pacquiao fan. I like Manny Pacquiao. I really, really enjoyed this fight. I was rooting for him. I was more worried about, like, is this the day that he gets old? Right, in this fight, I was like, man, this is, right around time you get to be 40 years old, you change, you switch trainers, you do these type of things. A lot of times, you can't get your magic back. But, for this evening, Manny Pacquiao got his magic back. But what I did think was a good change, I thought was a good change, looked like it was a good change for this fight, and that was he didn't need Freddie Roach. Because I thought Boo Boy looked like, from what I could see, looked like he was handling his business in the corner very well, from what I can see. But also, they had a lot better referee in there. Having Kenny Bayless in there, Kenny Bayless really did clean up a lot of stuff, because I think Lucas Matthysse, first, that there was a low blow that Lucas Matthysse hit Manny Pacquiao with. I thought that was an intentional low blow. At first, I thought, that it maybe got his head pulled down or whatever. But no, I think that he got hurt the round before, and he was trying to buy some time or trying to affect Manny Pacquiao, and he just got dirty and hit him really, really low. I also think at some point in times that Lucas Matthysse was trying to headbutt him. It could have been that Manny Pacquiao was walking in there and resting his forehead on Lucas Mattisse's forehead, but because that was kind of like a funny part in the fight. But you know, all in all, man, I just think it was just a really good night for Manny Pacquiao. I'm hoping that he takes some fights. Like I wouldn't mind seeing him against Vasyl Lomachenko. I think Vasyl Lomachenko might be too small for him, and that could be a big problem. Um, Amir Khan, I would be okay with that fight, but really, despite this is Lucas Matthysse. And Lucas Matthysse, like the boxing clinic, and Moore said, check his channel out. When he asked, in an earlier conversation we had today, he said, have you seen what Lucas Matthysse looked like in his last two fights? And I was like, yeah, he didn't look very good. So, this might have just been a situation of the guy was really tailor-made for Manny Pacquiao. But I do think that there's a lot of things that, that were helpful for Manny. I think the change in training, freshening things up, if nothing else, helped. Also, probably having it in the same area of the world where he lives on a regular basis. So, where he actually lives, not having to change time zones, all that stuff. Definitely the cost of living. Definitely the cost. I don't know how much money he made in the fight, man. But, anyway, fighting close to home. Cat's been around that long, doing major business that long, deserves to be able to fight in his own, in his own home area. And and that was nice to see. But anyway, man, good congratulations to Manny Pacquiao. Now he's the WBA regular welterweight champion. I don't expect to see him fight anybody like Errol Spence or Terrence Crawford. But he looked a lot better than I thought he was going to look, man. And he got his first knockout in 8 years, man. So that's he's on an upswing, man, for however long that upswing lasts. But anyway, with that, thanks for tuning in, and I'm out. Peace.